So my close friend gifted me a lot of blank white and black t-shirts that are really basic. This I've already tailored a little bit, and I will make it shorter here. These ones I've already altered a little bit, tested some printing, some sewing, and some dyeing techniques on them. These ones I have left, and then the half ones that are the other parts of this one. I gave myself a challenge that the challenge simply goes out to I will try to make very unique pieces out of very blank, like something that is considered to be one of the most, common items in a person's wardrobe. It's black and white t-shirts. I will try to really recreate them into something really special, one-on-ones. I'm really excited to show you what I have planned. I think the ideas are really good, and it will really take my skills to the next level regarding fashion and, sewing and stuff like that. I also thought about this the other day, that if I don't, if I'm not like, I naturally like to blame my ability to not do the work, or, my ideas flowing on, like, the momentum. I mean, if I, for instance, let's say if I have a really good flow with my creations and stuff like that and my work, and I'm maybe, let's say I have a day where I'm up to like 3 in the morning, sometimes that happens. I don't know why. I don't want to fall asleep sometimes. But yeah, or I eat some junk food, or let's say if I were to go out to like drink alcohol or some other bullshit, and that like fucks my momentum, and then I like to blame it on that. But I noticed with myself that like if I want to feel a consistency, if I want to feel it in my body, my spirit, where I wake up and I'm actually like excited for the day, and I'm not talking about motivation, I'm talking about, I'll come to that, but I'm talking about my formula for when I go up and I feel this other type of energy. Because now, yesterday and today, it feels like I have been almost paying back a debt and like starting over. Imagine momentum as like a snowball, or like a shopping cart that's full of groceries. First you push it, it's really hard, but when it's moving, it's easier to push it. You can push it like with one hand, one finger, you can even push it forward and it slides by itself. I feel like yesterday and today I had to like start pushing this shopping cart again, and I noticed some patterns with me that I would like to share. And the first of all is dopamine is really, really important. You have to imagine dopamine as your money almost. When you wake up, you have $1,000. How do you spend that money? Because watching Instagram reels or watching a YouTube video or listening to even music or podcasts, that costs you money, like your dopamine. It costs you your dopamine money. And it gets more expensive and more expensive to, when you have a low amount of dopamine, you want to do like work that takes time, because that dopamine is slow. While watching reels is dopamine that's fast. It's way harder. I noticed with that, I need to limit my, if I want to feel like I just have this flow state, my dopamine should be at 0. Like I should spend all my dopamine on work. And then you associate that with fun, and then when you wake up the next day, you're like, okay, time to, your fun becomes your work, It's not always going to be like that, but it's something inside you. Like, then you have the momentum. Like, one day down, you did your work. Okay, you had a good day. The next day is easier. The next day is even easier. The next day is even easier. It builds up like a shopping cart, like I told you. Of course, moving your body, really important. And eating the right food, really, really important. And also where your attention is going. I noticed, probably as you, a lot of shit going on in the world. Like, even if you listen to the news, you become kind of afraid, You need to almost imagine that you are like a child. Imagine when you're a child, your parents could like, you could walk in the forest and you saw endless of possibilities to how to play, like games to play with your friends. If you and your friend were together, you could play, like you could simulate things in your head. That's the same concept you need to do with if you want to feel more creative or enter your flow state more. That you should almost view it as you lock yourself kind of in a prison cell. So you don't have any choice, but the only dopamine you can spend, the only money you can spend is on your work. Yeah, that's really important. And for me, a connection with like the divine, with God, that's really important. That's really, really important. Like, if you feel like, because you can't lie to your body, like to your spirit, if you feel like you're making him happy, you're making him proud, you will also build momentum. And as soon as you get the ball rolling, like don't stop, because it's so much harder to like fall into a pit, maybe you scroll for like an evening and you're up, and then the next day you just feel like you don't really want to go up, So that's kind of it. Very short update, but yeah, take care.